1981 Topps Traded defined hobby transformation. You won't have to look too hard if you want to find a set that gets more attention than the 1981 Topps Traded issue. After all, the 1980s were chock full of landmark and standout issues like 1981 Fleer, 1983 Topps, 1984 Donruss, 1987 Topps, 1988 Score, and 1989 Upper Deck. Every one of those issues either A, changed the complexion of the hobby forever, B, became a beloved classic thanks to the design and player selection, or C, both. By contrast, the 1981 Topps Traded set, well, there were plenty of collectors who didn't want anything to do with the issue, thought it wasn't a legitimate issue at all, thought it was the shark that Topps jumped. But I'm here to tell you that the hobby wouldn't even exist as we know it today without the funny little box set that popped up late in 1981, after the split-season mess of the strike-torn campaign finally managed to crown the Los Angeles Dodgers as the World Series champions. What, you don't believe me? Consider that 1981 Topps Traded completed the thought. After experimenting with traded cards in their 1972, 1974, and 1976 sets, and after adding traded to taglines to various cards over the years, Topps pulled it all together as 1981 came to a close. Here we had 132 cards featuring players who had been traded during the season, or too late in 1980-81 to appear for the right team in the base set, or rookies who made an impact during the 1981 season. Topps would further refine that thought in 1982 when they gave their traded set its own numbering scheme rather than just continuing on from the end of the base set, as they did in 1981. Gave us the first solo Fernando card. Speaking of rookies, the whole world was awash in Fernando mania by the end of 1981, but he didn't have a true single rookie card until the 1981 Topps Traded set hit the hobby. It's true, he shared his base Topps card with two other gents and had no 1981 Donruss card at all. But Fleer, I can hear you say. Take another look at that one, though, and you'll see that it's actually a Fernando Valenzuela rookie card. So if you wanted or want a full, complete Fernando Valenzuela rookie card, 1981 Topps Traded is your game. Made Topps the winner. Even without a Fernando card, the 1981 Topps Traded set would have been a winner for Topps, and made the old gun company the winner of the 1981 Card Wars. After battling with upstart Fleer and Donruss for hobby press and supremacy all summer long, Topps plopped down their traded set just as collectors were settling in for a long winter with no baseball cards. So, at a time when we were pulling Joe Montana rookie cards from football wax packs, boom, baseball cards were back in our faces. No other company could say that. Set a precedent. Well, at least they couldn't for another few years. By 1984, Fleer had entered the late year game with their update set, and Donruss followed suit in 1985 with highlights. And of course, rookie card mania washed over the hobby in the 1980s, and the tide never subsided. Soon enough, card companies were pushing to get the rookie cards out to collectors earlier and earlier. Rated rookies, prospect cards, the rookies, and eventually Bowman became bastions of firster, and firstest cards. All could point back to 1981 Topps Traded as their cardboard forefather when it came to the swell and boundaries of rookie card timing. Forced definitions. With the proliferation of year-end sets and hobby-only issues that were sold only through dealers and not through retail outlets, many old-time gatekeepers began wringing their hands over the logistics involved and the implications for collectors. Semantics became a thing in this hobby, and so did detailed glossaries around various rookie card definitions. Generally speaking, the hobby landed on calling something a rookie card if it was widely distributed through retail outlets, think whack packs, and a first X card, where X is the company involved if the cards were distributed only through hobby outlets. So that 1986 Topps Traded Kurt Stilwell you love so much is a first Topps card, or an FTC, not a rookie card. Yeah, I know, potato lasagna. See, everything 1981 Topps Traded did for the hobby, or to the hobby, and here you thought 1988 Donruss defined the modern hobby. Well, about that. Nah, we can talk about that some other time. For now, you should know that you can buy a complete 1981 Topps Traded set for around $50 if the factory tape holding the box closed is still intact. If not, prices range from $10 to $40 or so depending on the condition. And singles range from $1 or so for raw commons and even some stars, all the way up to $1,000 for PSA 10 copies of Tim Raines' first solo Topps card, and double that for Fernando. Those are sorta hefty top end prices, but everything else is affordable, which is a pretty amazing thing to be able to say about a 40-year-old hobby game changer. Don't you agree?